Good afternoon, everybody. We're here for another IWP training, and today we're going to talk about something very, very important. We're going to talk about people. So today's topic is adding people lists to your site. Now, the process of associating people with an IWP group, formerly a site in Site Builder, works differently than it did in Site Builder. You no longer include this information using the A&R portal to create a roster. That's super important. At the launch, there is a portion of everybody's group's homepage toward the bottom that will display all the people associated with a particular unit, along with others that you can add manually. So, before IWP, most units accomplish this with some sort of like a staff page on their navigation automatically, and it filled in with an asset that drew from a roster. Because the asset that supported this functionality is not a part of IWP, those pages are now blank, but will still show up in the navigation. So, this type of directory page can still be created in a couple of different ways, but at this time the process is manual. It's not automatic. So the instructions that I'm going to go over with you guys today is covered in two main ways to associate with, to add or list people into your site. So the first method is IWP's built-in personnel section. So I've got my page pulled up right here that we're going to use. And IWP shows associated personnel and people automatically at the bottom of each page. But how do we get people in there? Each person is shown with a photo, if available, which links to their profile in IWP. These profiles are they're edited in IWP, not in Site Builder. Okay, so to support this functionality, you need to make sure that IWP knows what unit and or people you would like to display. So to populate the employees associated to your group, um, I'm going to use IWP training. So you have to obviously log into IWP. I'm going to go into here. You can either click edit group or click on where you want to go. I personally am going to go into here and we're going to go into edit. Wait for it to load. Now you need to get into here, which is known as like the dynamic content. So to populate the employees associated to your group, select the related department that populates from UC path. This is where you're going to find it, the department data. To add additional personnel, select and add additional multiple to the related personnel field. This kind of replaces the contact lists and rosters that had been used in Site Builder. So hold on for a second. I'm just going to scroll down a little bit. So what was I talking about before? It's in dynamic content. So this is a whole bunch of stuff that I'm not going to mess with because this is not here. So I'm going to scroll down. I've already populated what I wanted to use, which is my own unit, which is IT services. So you can also click other things like UCNR, 4-H, and everything like that. But I've already got IT services populated in here. And then what you do is another thing to note is non-UC people can be added by a group administrator by using the people content type. Personnel can add additional tags to their IWP profile to show up in multiple units. At this time, 8 people are shown by default, but the remainder are available by pressing the All People View button. So we were talking about tagging. So if I wanted to be in a different area, say like a different rec, like say I belong to Hanson Rec, we could also find people through there. Hopland Rec, things like that. So I'm just going to go back to the dynamic content, what I was talking about before, IT services, and we're going to hit save. Just going to wait for it to load up. And then we're going to scroll down to the bottom of the page. And this is what we were talking about all the way down. See, Heather's roll with it page. See, it's already started populating all the things right here. Training. Okay, and as you can see, sorry, I had to refresh the page. We scroll all the way down and we can see the personnel. And I was saying this is my IT team. See Natalie and Steven and everything like that. If you want to view all of the people, you click this button and you can see everybody that's associated with IT. There I am right there. I need to upload a picture. I've been bad. I haven't had the time. Oops. Okay. Now we were talking about there's more than one way to to populate this. Method two, it's creating a dedicated people page. You can create a public facing page for members of your group in any way that works for you. Here are two methods that are easy to implement. Now, option one is a copy paste from Site Builder. I was not around when Site Builder, like I didn't have an account for that, so I'm unable to show you guys how to do this method. Now I can read to you what the way it is. So just in case you guys have a Site Builder account that you need to do this from, the most straightforward and customizable way is to do a copy paste from the old Site Builder from the Contact Us pages into the About Us fields in the group's landing page. Access by going to your portal, choosing the edit link next to the site's name. The benefit of this option is the email address and the phone number can easily be displayed right here on the home page. And once you do that, the pictures will require to be manually uploaded to display the page properly. Another option is to use to create a page or an article in your group. Now, blank About Us type pages that were migrated from Site Builder are a good location for this sort of content. Again, copy and paste to create this sort of directory. The BOC page is a good example of how to do this. If you guys want to go Google that and look that up for a simple example without pictures, see Inyo Mano's page. Pardon me, I got the hiccups. At this time, pages will require manual creation. The biggest hurdle for large units will be the initial creation, which is made less difficult if photos are omitted. Now, we're talking about two options. This is option number two, which is a link to search. And this is what I've done on my own page, which is a blog. Another, it's a little less reliable, unfortunately, but it's an easy way to show a list of people is a link to a search in the Content Hub. This would be most appropriate as a part of a more comprehensive page where associated people could be shown. And this would work on blog posts, which again, we're in my own site, which is my Heather's Roll With It page. To do this, create a page or an article, which is I've got a page that I just created, a little article. It's called IT People. And that describes your unit, an article that shows who works in UC and IRT. Next, from the UC and our home page, which is right over here, click on the people and then run the search as desired. And I've already done that. I've like, oh, IT services. Okay, so where is the link to this page? Right here. Now, on the page, they should have a link, which I've copied and pasted, and I've put over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to make a button for this link, for this, just for the URL. And you can make a button for that. But how would I do this? So what you need to do is you need to click into the link in here. And what I had done is I had pre-populated, apologies, I'm going to X out of this. And I'm just going to call it IT services. Could help if I spell with a capital, services. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to highlight that and put the link in here. Oop. Copy and paste this again. See? And put that in here. And then we're going to click yes, because that's the link that we want. Next, we're going to go over into the paragraph to make a button of it. Sorry, pardon me, the styles. And you can pick whichever one. If you like the blue button or the yellow button, you can pick whichever. I did find that the bluish button showed up very well for my primary button, so I picked this one. And after that, you can just click. You can hit save. Of course, it's in published. And after you click that, an article that shows who works for UC and RIT and the IT services. And it will take you right to this page to tell you who works for my IT team. All right. Thank you guys very much. This is another helpful article, hopefully page to teach you guys how to link who's working for you for your people. Hope you guys have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.